expected from Murdered Soul Suspect was Heavy Rain with ghosts. What I received was Beyond Two Souls with forensics. Forensics with all the depth of the Rob Liefeld illustration, might I add, but I still had to cut Murdered Soul Suspect a break in this regard, however, as I unwittingly stacked the deck against the poor bastard. You see, just days before my review copy materialized, I began tearing into Still Life 2, easily one of the richest forensic point-and-click murder mysteries in contemporary gaming, going from rocking a full forensic kit replete with revealer serum, DNA sample swabs, and criminal fingerprint databases to press X to catalog insultingly obvious clue. It's like changing the channel from the McLaughlin group to Lamb Chop's Play-Along.
A come-together candidate who works with Republicans.
Death comes in the night on cat's paws, Pat. You never know.
On little cat's feet, that's the fog, John, that comes in on little cat's feet.
I changed it to cat. Will the real Obama please stand up? Is that what you're saying?
Loud noises!
It's not Sherry Lewis's fault her show is intended for toddlers, preschoolers, and Angry Joe. It's a different audience with a unique set of expectations, or lack thereof. And once I locked the fuck into that mindset, I honestly had a hell of a lot of fun with Murdered Soul Suspect. Indeed, playing any modern title whose core gameplay isn't characterized by minor variations on walk and kill deserves a standing fucking ovation in 2014, which is most certainly not what the mainstream gaming press has afforded it. So wait, Beyond Two Souls is released to a chorus of simultaneously ejaculating IGN contributors banging their hands together like a chorus of trained seals cleaning chalkboard erasers in unison? Masterful, raves GameSpot. Spellbinding, proclaims OneUp.com. Disheartening lack of tentacle rape, opines Kotaku. Yet somehow Murdered Soul Suspect, which is literally nothing but a drastically improved version of the same fucking game, gets inexplicably torched the fuck alive like the fat bitch in the cabin from Puppet Master 2? These half-wit clowns are the pants-shitting troglodytes that provide them with an income. Because once you realize that Murdered Soul Suspect isn't trying to be Still Life or Blade Runner or fuck even L.A. Noire, you can concentrate on what it is trying to be: an only occasionally interactive movie with a riveting whodunit narrative, a middling supporting cast, and a protagonist who spends half the game smoking undead cigarettes and dressing like a Michael Jackson backup dancer. But it doesn't always rock the smooth criminal power lean without snapping its fucking calves. On the technical front, this game is simultaneously breathtakingly beautiful and mind-bendingly jimmy-rigged. I have literally never seen lighting and shadows this smooth on a 7th-gen console. Nary a pixel, not a solitary fucking flicker. Completely seamless and utterly stunning, and I say this as someone who gives less than 3 adjacent shits about graphical fidelity. But it's counterbalanced by the fact that even on the Xbox One and PS4 versions, this game has a stuttering problem of concussed Rodney King proportions, and not merely at forgivable junctures like a crowded environ teeming with bloom and lens flare. I found myself traversing a perfectly abandoned alleyway, leisurely ambling forward, and this game's still locked up like Charlie Wrangle at a tax audit. And can we milk the open world fad just a little more bone-ass dry, please? I think there's an atom left somewhere in that flaccid skin flap they call a titty. Open world driving, open world shooting, open world role-playing. I get it. Sandbox games have a tendency to print money, provided they aren't developed by Square Enix, but on the list of genres compatible with the open world craze, if forensic mystery point-and-click games were any lower, they'd be playing tetherball with Don Rickles' nuts. When the game first reveals that it's set in the town of Salem, you initially think, bully for Squeenix. They're using a well-worn, cliche-ridden Burndem witches Atropolis as a pseudo-spooky backdrop for a less traditional narrative, focusing primarily on supernatural forensics. And this impression persists right up until the moment hangs a hard right on Burndem Witches Boulevard and fucking parks there in perpetuity. A plot, might I add, that features only the second most chronically overused societal boogeyman in contemporary media: those buckle-shoed buzzkills, the Puritans. Fuck throwing a moldering Nazi armband-bedecked Quaker zombie horde brandishing briefcases filled with fucking Halliburton stock while you're at it. Why leave any post-2000 antagonistic cliche unpillaged? What the fuck happened to these bigoted bastards? Remember when Quakers and Puritans were known primarily for threshing fucking oatmeal? Revisionist history serves its appointed purpose for a fact, but you let historians and Hollywood types get too greedy with the History Channel reach-arounds, and suddenly every waking moment the Puritans weren't whiling away with the stable boy in their barnyard sex dungeons is apparently devoted to the task of elevating Wiccan barbecue to a recognized art form. Is the game linear? No. The horizon is fucking linear. From the outset of this somnolent picture show, the player is strapped the fuck down and force-fed the story, which is fine. Not every game is a choose-your-own-adventure novel, and it doesn't have to be. Murdered Soul Suspect instead trusts to the strength of its narrative to drive the player through, and for the most part, they're A1 fucking right. Even if you happen to consider Murdered Soul Suspect a bad game, I'll say this just once. When it comes to the foundry you fail that is Square Enix, call me crazy, but I'll take 50 bad games in the genre and style of Murdered Soul Suspect over a half-dozen perfectly realized entries in the symphony of scowl that is the latter-day Final Fantasy franchise. My eternal criteria for separating wheat from chaff hasn't strayed one angstrom since the Rageaholic's fucking inception. If a game attains what it strives for, it is a good game, and Murdered Soul Suspect, while far from the most engaging or interactive experience of the market, is a good game. I'm Razor Fist God fucking Speed.
Hey man, can you hear me?
Jason!
Damn it.